What's up, guys? It is Will with Exposing the IWC, and we are talking about what the hell happened on SmackDown. Kind of crazy. Not really crazy, but kind of a mess, I would say, when it comes to the not even a mess. It was just like it's interesting how they're setting up the women's Queen in the Ring relative to the tag team championships with Bianca and Jade. That's interesting. Got Logan Paul challenging Cody Rhodes. Got Angelo Dawkins losing in a way that kind of annoys me because what the hell are they doing with the Street Profits? No one knows. What else we had? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like the King and Queen of the Ring are driving the narratives right now. What's going on with LA Knight? People are complaining about that. I don't know if there's anything worth complaining about yet, but okay, we'll see. Apparently that's a problem, but I don't think so yet. But what I really want to focus on first there'll be a SmackDown review, kind of. Yes, there will definitely be a SmackDown review. But what I wanted to focus on first is the whole women's Queen in the Ring and how it's setting up, and does it make sense and all that stuff. Okay, but do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and leave your comments below if you're watching this on replay. Okay, give me your thoughts on SmackDown and everything I have to say in the comments below. All right, what's up, Sean? What's up, David? How you doing? Tama Tonga was not losing in the first round. He wasn't, sure. But I don't love the Street Profits booking. We'll get to Street Profits. We'll get to him. I don't love their booking right now. But yeah, he definitely wasn't losing. Okay, so last night, Jade Cargill was on screen for the first time as a tag team champion. And she's walking to the ring for her match. And she's walking by herself to a singles competition. And I thought that was kind of weird because we've never seen that before. You can't tell me that wasn't a weird look to have Jade Cargill walking her way to the ring with no Bianca, with her tag team champions. Like the first visual of Jade Cargill as a tag team champion was her walking by herself to the ring for a singles competition. Okay, that's weird. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what you say. Nobody can tell me otherwise. It's weird, okay? Not a problem per se, just weird. That's all. And I pointed that out on Twitter, and people had something to say about it. Like, what are you talking about? It's not weird. It's weird, all right? You can't tell me it's not weird. It's just weird booking. And that's why I kind of wanted to start with this topic, because I'm kind of confused with the direction of Bianca and Jade a little bit. You could argue that the reason why this is happening the way it is because they wanted to put a belt on Jade. Hook or crook, you know. They wanted to put a belt on Jade. And the tag team championships aren't really that important, okay? That is a possibility that it's not really about elevating the tag team championships or the tag team division. It's more about elevating Jade, and that's why they put the belt on Jade Cargill. That is legitimate. Okay, that's legit. Legitimate possibility. May disagree with that, but I think it's kind of legit. Jade is going to the finals. I agree. So let's look at the tournament real quick. I think I have it up here. Let's see. Let's look at the tournament. It is right. Let's look at the whole entire thing. Kind of. This is not really filled out yet all the way. But here we have the tournament here. We had Naomi versus Nia Jax, Jade, Piper Niven, Bianca LeRae, and Michin was facing Tiffany tonight at a live event. So we have a live event match that is actually canon in the storyline. Cool. So based on what I'm seeing now, it looks like it's going to be Jade Cargill winning this entire right side of the bracket. I believe it's going to be Jade versus Io Sky in the finals in Saudi Arabia. Bianca and Jade Cargill are both on the poster, which means they're both going to be there. Are they going to defend their titles? I doubt it. I think the King and Queen of the Ring are taking up all the bandwidth here. All right, all the focus will be on this tournament. So if that's the case, that's why they're going. So it's not about the tag team titles per se. It's about whoever one of the two going to the finals, and the other person will be there to support and as some emotional support. The way I see it is, now that we have a semifinal, not really semifinal, but a quarterfinal of Bianca and Tiffany, I believe, because I think Tiffany's going to win. So you have a quarterfinal of Bianca and Tiffany and Jade and Nia Jax. You're going to get Jade beating Nia Jax and the Bianca losing to Tiffany via screw job or injury angle. And then they're going to book Jade to beat Tiffany, unless the only way I don't see Jade going to the finals, scratch that. She has to go. She has to go. Why else are they on the official poster? They're on the official poster for a reason. The only way is not Jade who's going to the final, is that they pull the trigger on the Bianca, Jade, Nia Jax, Tiffany feud, that tag team feud that I've been talking about. I've been talking about how Nia Jax and Tiffany are going to come together eventually. If they decide to pull the trigger on that now, then it makes sense to have Jade and Tiffany go at it, and then Nia Jax comes out of nowhere and interferes in the match, and then Tiffany pins Jade, right? Then if that happens, then you can set up a feud of no, that doesn't work either, because Tiffany would be in the match against Io. And then why the hell would Nia Jax go to the... No. Jade's winning. Okay. I just talked myself into it, folks. In real time. Jade is going. All right. Jade is going to the damn finals. It has to be Jade. Because if it's Tiffany, then why the hell are Bianca and Jade going to Saudi Arabia? It has to be Jade who wins on the SmackDown side. I just talked myself into it, folks, in real time. So, that being said, it's going to be Jade against Io Sky, I believe. I feel pretty strong about that. Because if it's not Jade, then I don't know why they're going to Saudi Arabia, right? So, yeah, it's interesting booking here. They're not going to do Bianca versus Jade. We know that, okay? Bianca versus Jade is not happening for a while. So, if you looked at what's happening on the SmackDown Lowdown, or whatever the hell you want to call it, it looks like they're setting up Bianca to have this injury angle. They're still talking about the damn injury. Even on the SmackDown Lowdown, she had her knee taped up. So if this is a story that Bianca is hurt and is still gonna like hone in on that, and they're gonna drag it out to next week, then that's the way to get out of Bianca losing clean or whatever. She has an injury. Maybe Tiffany also cheats. Whatever. They're gonna protect the hell out of Bianca. They're always gonna protect Bianca. So she'll lose to Tiffany, and then Tiffany will face Jade. Now there are people who believe that Jade is going to win this match, or she's gonna win the whole entire thing. That doesn't fly with me for a couple of reasons. One reason being, if they're gonna book Jade Cargill to beat Piper Niven, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and then potentially a Io back to back, why the fuck is she in the tag team division? She should be challenging Bayley immediately, right? You don't win 4 matches in a row like that and go tag team. No, that's a singles competitor. Once you do that, you win the King of the Ring, you win the Queen of the Ring, you beat that many people in a row, you face Bayley. You don't go to the tag team division. That doesn't make any sense. So if you're gonna do that with Jade, you are screwing yourself and you're screwing that tag team. The way I see it, they have no choice but to have Jade lose to Io. There's plenty of ways to do it. You have a situation where Io Sky she has her girls, Damage Control. She has, maybe you book Nia Jax to be upset, Nia Jax to interfere in that match. There's different ways to protect Jade Cargill. But I believe Jade will take her first L in singles competition this month by losing to Io. I don't think it makes any sense for her to win the entire thing and still be in the tag team division. You don't beat Piper, Nia Jax, Tiffany, Io, and then, oh, I'm going to go tag team now. No, it doesn't make sense. You have to go face Bayley if that's the case. So if you're telling me that the Bayley match is not happening right now, well then, Jay's got to lose. I think Bianca and Tiffany will probably main event next week. Some screwy thing will happen, and then Tiffany will win. The way I see it working out, guys, I think Damage Control is going to be, at Saudi Arabia, we have Becky versus Liv Morgan. I believe Becky is going to beat Liv Morgan, or there'll be a DQ finish or something weird, okay? Ultimately, Becky will retain her title. So what happens then? Then you have a Damage Control storyline right away. You have Damage Control going after Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch will have Lyra Valkyria on her side. If Io Sky wins the Queen of the Ring, then Io Sky has some momentum. She's a Queen of the Ring winner. And then you have Io go after Becky. And that allows you to drag out the Liv Morgan storyline. I don't think they want Liv Morgan to be champion for a long time before Rhea gets there. So if you want it to make sense, you want it to have impact, you drag out the Liv Morgan story a little bit longer, have Liv Morgan turn, maybe do some more shenanigans with Dominic Mysterio, and then Liv Morgan comes around and beats Becky down the road, maybe before SummerSlam or at SummerSlam. And if you're going to do Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam, where Liv Morgan finally wins, you need to drag some stuff out. You need to buy some time. How do you do that? You use Damage Control. So Io wins the whole entire thing. She's Queen in the Ring. And then you have Io and Damage Control go after Becky, and Lyra Valkyria is in Becky's corner, and that'll give you some storytelling rope, some time, some space there. Drag out the Liv Morgan story, and then you pull the trigger on Liv Morgan later. So I think Io Sky is in good position to be the favorite right now. I think she's the favorite. I don't think they do the jealous route. I don't think so, because like 850 Big Boy says probably no way make Bianca jealous. Maybe I thought that was a possibility, but if Bianca is injured and if she's taken out nefariously by Tiffany Stratton, there's nothing to be jealous about. She was injured. She went in hampered. She went down. And if Jade Cargill loses ultimately anyway, doesn't really matter. I don't really think it's gonna affect Bianca's feelings toward Jade if she's injured and loses because of injury, right? I think they're going to have Bianca and Jade as a tag team for a little bit, at least till SummerSlam. I don't buy the jealousy angle just yet, not for the EST. They're going to have to make that make sense if that's the angle they're going with. Have Bianca jealous, that's having Bianca be jealous based on what she's accomplished is going to take a lot of storytelling effort to make that make sense, considering Bianca's position being the first. Now, if she wasn't drafted number 1 overall, let's say Jade was drafted over her, that'd be different. Bianca is the first overall pick on SmackDown, and now she's injured or she's hurt. That's a little different. I don't really see a jealousy angle, not for the Queen of the Ring, not for that. If it was for like the title, if she was a champion, if she beat Bayley, that's one thing. But for the Queen of the Ring jealousy, I don't think so. I don't think that title has that much weight. The Queen of the Ring, I don't think it has that much weight for her to be jealous of it, But I could be wrong. But I don't think it has that much weight, that title. I think Tiffany beats her. I do think Tiffany beats her next week. Let's go back to that. That tournament bracket. I do think Tiffany beats her next week. And they're laying the groundwork with that injury. Does this make sense? Was this the right decision? Should Bianca and Jade even be in the tournament? I see people say that they shouldn't even be in the tournament to begin with, let alone going to the finals. Like, is it a problem? Should it have happened? That depends. Who do you want to see in the final? You have Bianca, and that's the problem with them being tag team champions. I talked about this before. You have star power there with Bianca and Jade. Do you put them in a tag team when you know damn well they're singles competitors? You want to use them as singles competitors. It's going to be kind of wishy-washy. They're not an actual tag team. In my opinion, if you want to build up the tag team division, you need to use actual tag teams, actual legitimate tag teams who are in it for the long haul, like a unholy union, like a Life of the Party, like the Kabuki Warriors. Use actual tag teams and tell actual stories with narratives, with climaxes, and all the storytelling tropes, and actually build matches and storylines with those actual tag teams and elevate it that way. That's how you build up the division. Having two single stars, and Bianca and Jade are two single stars, having them in this tournament, having them as tag team champions is kind of sending mixed messages. What's going on here? They should have come out there together as a tag team and says, who's next, guys? Who are we facing? We're together. We're the champions. We're about to elevate this. But no, the first thing you saw was Jade Cargill walking out there by herself in a singles competition. The first visual of the tag team champions was not together. It was separate. That's the reality, folks. I mean, I'll try to tell folks the entire time. I try to tell folks that this was going to happen, but some people were so sure that it wasn't going to happen. But hey, we'll see. First felt that ELT and Jay in King of the Ring was strange, but the amount of intrigue justifies it. Yeah, it's interesting. I will admit that. Seeing this visual, look at the screen. This visual is interesting. Like, wait a minute. Naomi, Nia Jax, Jade, Bianca, Tiffany. It's exciting. Next week, the two matches we're getting next week are the matches that should have happened at Mania, some say. I'm one of them. The two matches, Bianca versus Tiffany, Mania. Jade versus Nia Jax, Mania. Those are two potential matches that could have happened at Mania. We're getting them next week. That's exciting. That's fresh. It's new. Those matchups we've never seen before. Never seen Bianca and Tiffany. Never seen Jade and Nia Jax. These are exciting stuff. I can't hate on it. From a fan standpoint, it's great. I love these matches. I can't wait to see these matches next week. Looking at it from a booking standpoint for the tag team division, does it make sense? That's the question. You have to ask yourself, is it worth it? As a fan, I'm looking forward to these matches, so I guess it's worth it. The tag team division is not being booked strongly right now. What's the last tag team match with the real tag teams in it? Bianca and Jay beating them for the titles, sure, but beyond that, the Unholy Union are off TV. They're wrestling on the main events or dark matches or before the show. What about the Life of the Party? So it makes all the sense in the world from the standpoint of fan enjoyment, fan intrigue, to have this setup here. I'm not hating on it. I'm just calling it how I see it. It doesn't really make that much sense for the tag team division, but for my personal enjoyment, it's great. So like I said, I believe this is all set up for Liv Morgan's story in one way, and the Bianca Jade story in another way. I believe all of this is setting up for Liv Morgan to have her. It's all set up for Liv Morgan and for Bianca and Jade to do whatever they're doing with this storytelling. Like I said, the ultimate goal: Liv Morgan beats Becky. Liv Morgan is champion when Rhea Ripley returns. How do you get there? Have to buy some time. Okay, damage control. Here you go. What happened last week? Liv Morgan and Becky were in the ring, right? And then what happened? Damage control came out there. Liv Morgan left. Becky Lynch got jumped. So they're telling you like damage control is kind of stepping forward right now, right? They're taking a step forward to feud with Becky. They're very much in the storyline right now. They're part of the story. I think they're going to take a bigger step soon. So it's going to be Becky versus damage control first, and then we'll loop back around to Liv Morgan a little later when she ultimately takes the belt off of Becky. Because if Liv Morgan wins the championship now, then you're going to have damage control heels going after Liv Morgan heels. Because they want the belt, right? So do you put Liv Morgan through that now? No, you wait and have Becky Lynch deal with damage control for now, and then you loop back to Liv Morgan later. So that's the Raw story side, right? On SmackDown, Bayley's kind of just around right now. She's not really involved with this storyline right now. SmackDown is more about, you could argue that this story right now on SmackDown for this tournament is more about the Bianca Jade versus Tiffany Nia Jax story, because I do believe that ultimately we're going to get to Nia Jax and Tiffany as a tag team. They're, like I said before, they get along well. They're doing TikToks. The WWE brass see that they're getting along well. They see that they're friends. Why not put them together in an actual tag team? And that'll be a force for Bianca and Jade. That's a legitimate tag team that could challenge them in a way that's interesting, in a way that would get the fans excited. So I see Bianca, Jade versus Tiffany and Nia Jax ultimately. So you can use this tournament to set that up. If Bianca loses to Tiffany, and then Jade Jade beats Nia Jax, and then Jade tries to interfere later on in the final, maybe Bianca fins off Jade, well, not Jade, fins off Nia Jax in the final. Maybe Bianca Jade's backup to kind of like fight off Nia Jax, and then Jade wins, goes to Saudi Arabia, and then Nia Jax screws Jade Cargill again in the final. Then that story kicks off. You got Bianca and Jade being very angry and upset with Nia Jax and Tiffany. Meanwhile, Io Sky wins, becomes Queen in the Ring, goes back to Raw as Queen in the Ring, and then chases Becky. So that's kind of where I see it heading. That's how I kind of see it in my head. Now, Triple H is weird, so very well it could not be that, right? But that's where I think it's heading. Io, Becky, Jade, Bianca, Tiffany, and Nia Jax. It's gonna be funny watching Bianca ringside, because I think she's gonna lose to Tiffany, and if they don't defend the tag team titles in Saudi Arabia, and I don't think they will, it's gonna be Bianca at ringside championing Jade in the title match. But I do think Jade will lose. I do think she'll lose because she doesn't. That's like asinine booking. Your tag team champion wins 4 big time matches in a row. Piper, Nia, Tiffany, and then Io all in a row. That's crazy talk. That's silly. Then why the hell did you put the tag team championships on her to begin with, right? That's where I'm at. Becky and Liv is the only thing interesting in the women's division right now. Ignoring NXT, yes, I agree with you. That's the only thing that's kind of like brewing that you're kind of like excited about. Everything else is kind of like guessing, right? That's the one concrete storyline. Liv Morgan beating Becky. That's the one concrete thing that you know is going to happen. That's actually interesting. What's up, Pedro? So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I think that we are in store for an interesting Saturday. Like this Friday is going to be pretty crazy with the women's division, I think. You notice one thing about Jade Cargill's booking? They made sure to put her up against bigger girls because you want her to be babyface. You want her to be fighting from behind. Want her to be that underdog, kind of the underdog, or have like the physical disadvantage. You put her up against Piper Niven, a bigger girl who the crowd can boo, who can use her body weight and her physicality to attack Jade. Now, what's the next match? Jade Cargill will face Nia Jax, another bigger girl, strong, who can actually make Jade look like the weaker opponent in the ring. Like they actually set it up to have her go up against the bigger girls, like a Piper Niven, like a Nia Jax. That way she can actually fight from behind in a way we haven't seen before, in a way that actually makes her have the comeback, fighting from behind, coming together, scrapping. That kind of vibe only works against the bigger girls with her. So they strategically put Piper Niven and now Nia Jax. Now Tiffany is different because Tiffany is smaller than her, but that's kind of be that. So that'll be a test to see how they work that match. It's very easy to book the girl with some girth. It's very easy to book them in a way to make the babyface look like they're struggling and have to fight back. But the week after that, after she beats Nia Jax, then she has to face Tiffany. It's a little different. And now she's the bigger, more imposing factor. So see how that match goes in terms of the booking. How do you book that? How does she sell for Tiffany? Like, how does she throw Tiffany around? So that's a different kind of match for her. So that's really the test. I think the big girl beating up on the smaller girl, even though Jade Cargill is pretty big herself, the booking Nia Jax and Piper Niven to beat up on you is very easy from a babyface standpoint. We'll see how she behaves against a Tiffany Stratton. That match, if that match is clean, if that match works with her selling, we'll see how that goes. Assuming she beats Nia Jax. Can you imagine if she were to lose to Nia Jax? I don't see that. I don't see it. I think she beats Nia. That'd be surprising. Imagine if Jade lost to Nia Jax and Bianca beat Tiffany. Everybody has it wrong, right? Everybody would have it wrong. I see it the other way. I see Nia Jax losing and Tiffany winning. But it could flip it on us. They could. Bianca and Jade versus Candice LeRae and Indy, or the Unholy Union, would have been a good match at Saudi. I agree, it would have been. But it looks like they're going the different route with having them being singles competition. So the first PLE as champions, they'll be in singles competition. At least Jade will be, because we're assuming Jade wins and Bianca loses. Her first PLE after being champion will be a singles match. It's weird, and it's okay to admit that it's weird, all right? Doesn't mean you hate the tag team booking of Bianca and Jade. Doesn't mean you don't want them to be tag team champions. It just means it's weird. Yeah, she's facing all heels. Yeah, she definitely is. Since Asuka's out, why not put Kiana James in damage control? We don't know how long she's gonna be out. And two, I think they're gonna want to put Kiana James. I wouldn't mind it, but I think we don't know how long Asuka be out. I think Kiana will go her own way. She's the only one we haven't seen anything from. We saw a little video package. Never mind, we saw a video package. We saw a video package on Raw, I think. A little small little thing. I think, didn't we? We saw something, right? On Raw? Could be wrong. Yeah, Kiana James has no history with Asuka and Kyrie. That's right, Richard. So that's where we're at, folks, on when it comes to the women's division and this in this tournament here. Exciting stuff. Tonight is actually where Tiffany faces Michin and LA Knight faces who the hell he's facing? Who is he facing again? Who is Nia Jax? Not Nia Jax. Who is the LA Knight facing? Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Here we go. Here it is. Santiago Santos. I don't know why I said Santiago. Santos Escobar and Michin against Tiffany are tonight. Tonight is canon. Crazy. It's crazy that it's actually canon. Canon stuff, folks. Canon live event matches. Let's talk about LA Knight not being treated well and having to fight his match off screen. By off screen, I mean at a live event, not on SmackDown. I'm not worried about LA Knight. I'm not worried about Tiffany. They're fine. They held in high regard. Tiffany just had a damn triple threat match where she was booked very well in France. LA Knight, he's been booked well, I think. It's okay if they don't have a match on SmackDown this week, okay? It's okay. He'll be fine, okay? There's a lot of talk about LA Knight being screwed over or not being respected. It's fine, okay? I'm not worried about LA Knight's booking. He'll get a chance to beat. I think he'll probably take the belt off of Logan Paul at SummerSlam, so that'd be fine. All right, so I'm not really worried about LA Knight's booking, like at all. He'll be fine. Tiffany, I'm not worried about it either. She's set up to have a. I don't think she's winning Queen of the Ring. I don't think that's happening. I do think she probably will be in a tag team with Nia Jax eventually, and I can see her being tag team champions later on this year. Because I would not be surprised one bit if Bianca and Jade drop those belts to Nia Jax and Tiffany. So all is well. Okay, all is well. No need to freak out. Oh yeah, there's a little video that Bianca and Jade had. Here it is. I think I can play it because it's digital. It's not on TV. It's digital.
You know my back. Your back. My neck and my back. My neck. I forgot. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway,
it's so stupid.
Anyway,
my neck, my back.
Jade Cargill here. We pulled out 2 dubs tonight. Queen of the Ring tournament. 2 2 tag team champions. What else would you expect? If we're going on to the next round, and we're gonna keep pushing through, like we always do. Like we always do. Keep pushing through. You already know.
They do that little pose they do.
But if you win, which I am, and of course I'm winning.
You won't. You won't, Bianca. Sorry. Yeah, you have to face each other, which is why it's not happening.
That's gonna be fun. Great. But we're not gonna talk about that right now. We're gonna enjoy the dub. It's bye. I'm bye.
You don't have to worry, guys. Bianca, you don't have to worry. That match isn't happening. I'd be shocked.
We're gonna talk about that right now.
If that, no, it can't happen. They already set it up with her injury. There's zero chance of that match happening. Zero. I'll go as far as say zero. Absolutely zero chance Bianca wins her match, or at least zero chance that they both win. Right? Either the Bianca loses or Jade loses. They both won't lose, or they both won't win. Okay. I think Bianca loses. They're talking about this damn knee. Look at the knee. She's holding her knee. That's all wrapped up. That's the storyline. Tiffany wins via taking out the knee. And that's how we progress here, folks. All right. We need to worry about anything beyond that. We don't need to worry about it. Yeah, we're not getting Bianca and Jade on TV for free. No way. There's some people who thought we weren't going to get Bianca and Tiffany. And then I said, guys, Tiffany lost to Naomi clean. Okay? Clean on TV. Bianca and Tiffany can happen on TV. That's no problem. Okay? At this point, it can happen. If she's still undefeated, that'd be one thing. But come on. She already lost to Naomi clean. So she's not protected in the same way. I know some people want her to be protected in the same way. Look, I'm the biggest Tiffany Stratton fan you can find. I love her. She's great. But she can take some losses, okay? She shouldn't be booked like Rhea and Bianca right now. She's young as hell. She's 25 years old. She can take some losses, okay? She can lose to Naomi. She can lose to Bianca and Jade right now. She has a long, long career ahead of her, and she's not protected that much right now anyway, okay? It'll be fine. All right, let's talk about SmackDown. What if Bianca's knee gives out when she's giving Jade the KOD? I don't think they're having that match, period. I hear Creature lives, but I don't think that match is happening at all, let alone injury angle for that match. It's clear Triple H didn't think Bianca and Tiffany or Jade and Nia Jax were Mania matches. Well, on the contrary, Richard, they were setting up Bianca versus Tiffany for Mania. Then they pivoted for the sake of getting Jade on the card. So the Bianca-Tiffany match was set. That is clear. At this point, I don't think it'd be argued. That match was set up to happen. It was clear-cut going to happen. Then they pivoted for the sake of putting Jade on the card. So he thought well enough to set up Bianca versus Tiffany at one point. Does it make sense in terms of her just being on the roster? No. But they needed a replacement for Charlotte Flair, and that was the direction they were going until they decided to pivot it to the big three, which in hindsight made sense for them to do that because it got Jade Cargill on the card in a way that protected her. And that's what they want to do right now. They want to push Jade Cargill along. Jade Cargill is a higher priority than Tiffany. That is clear. Jade is higher up the pecking order with the WWE brass than Tiffany is. All right, let's talk about SmackDown. Alyssa Taylor is now the ring announcer for SmackDown. So happy for her. She did a great job. She's fine. I think she's okay. I've never been a big fan of hers, but I think she's fine. Like, good for her. Like, she's good. She's not bad. She's good. So I'm happy about that for her. Yeah, so that was a good moment for her. She's on SmackDown now, and Mike Rome goes back to NXT. So that's fine. Cody Rhodes came out there to open up the show, and Logan Paul came out there. So we find out that Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes is the match for the show in Saudi Arabia. Now, there's been some debates or some speculation about what's going on with that title match. If it's for both belts, if both belts are on the line, I don't know. I still don't know it yet. What's going on there? Is it just for the WWE Championship? Or is the U.S. title also on the line? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. Logan Paul is fantastic on the mic. You have to give credit where credit is due. The man is great on that mic. He's a great heel. That line when he says the Logan Paul Levesque era was hilarious. Like he's just cooking. He's clever. He's witty. He's fast on his feet. He interacts with the crowd on live on the mic. He's great. He's just very good at it. Now say what you want about him, but Logan Paul is a good WWE superstar. Easily one of the best heels in the company right now. One of the best heels they have right now. He's doing great. I think that match is going to cook. I think Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes is going to probably main event. It's going to be great, I think. I just don't know whether it's all for the gold. I don't want it to be for all the gold. I think they should do something where Logan Paul gets out of that stipulation. I don't think it makes sense to put both belts on Cody Rhodes. So how do you fix that? How do you remedy that? I think next week we'll find out that it's just for the WWE Championship and not for Logan Paul's belt. At least it shouldn't be. That would be kind of pretty silly, I think, to do that for both belts. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of not the smartest plan. He's so professional. Logan Paul and Speed did get more attention than Cody and Roman. Imagine if Logan Paul won. I know, right? That would be kind of that'd be nuts. That'd be nuts if Logan Paul were to beat Cody Rhodes. That'd be I'll go far as say maybe the biggest upset or biggest like what the fuck moment in history to have Logan Paul beat the champion that you are now. They've given the keys to Cody Rhodes. He's now the big guy on the top, right? He's the king of the castle. He's a quarterback. After all of that, you then go to Saudi Arabia and you have Logan Paul beat him. That'd be nuts. Maybe the biggest result in history of the company. Don't think that happens. Obviously, I think Cody Rhodes retains. We're just going to get banger matches. Got a banger match between Cody and AJ. Now we're going to get a banger match between Cody and Logan Paul. That's what we're getting these days. Just banger match is the opposite of Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes will be the work rate wrestler in the ring, put on bangers every PLE. So you just have to pick and choose who he faces to have these big matches. And then ultimately, The Rock gets brought back in. And then I want to see Jacob Fatu get a big time push because Jacob Fatu is so good in the ring. You can actually do a storyline between Jacob and Cody. But ultimately, the end game is The Rock. So, but we'll see how that goes. Cody versus Logan Paul does make sense. Biggest babyface versus biggest heel on SmackDown. Yep. Kairi Sane should go back to NXT. She doesn't have no direction on the main roster. She should do a storyline with Roxanne Perez. That could be interesting. Right now, Kairi Sane and Asuka are in the tag team. Let's say Asuka was out longer. You can have her go back to NXT for, not officially, she'll still be in Damage Control, but she can have a storyline where she goes down there and has a match, sure. Especially since they're trying to waste time with Roxanne Perez. I believe the storyline for Roxanne Perez is they're going to feed her one-offs, no long-term storyline. Just keep giving her one-offs. Like, for example, Chelsea Green. They're going to keep doing that until Heatwave when Julia comes in. That's the storyline, I think. Ava is going to keep serving up competitor after competitor after competitor. And eventually, Ava will get annoyed. Like, you know what? I got somebody for you. In comes Julia. Then Julia faces her at Heatwave. And then Julia beats Roxanne. So no long-term story with anyone else. That's why they brought in the North American title. So all the talent are now focused. You see, Sol Ruka, all the baby faces that would take the belt off of. It's another thing. I just thought about this in real time. Look at me. All the baby faces that would take the belt off Roxanne, like a Kalani Jordan, like a Sol Ruka, they're all gunning for the North American Women's Championship. Why? Because they want them away from Roxanne Perez, because the storyline for Roxanne is Julia. So you're going to get Chelsea Green. You're going to get other singles competitors, like maybe a Kairi Sane one day, even though she's a heel, so they probably won't do that. But you're going to get more Chelsea Greens, more people of that ilk. Maybe Meiko Sakamura, whatever. I forgot how to say her name. You're going to get more competitors against Roxanne Perez, and then ultimately this one-offs, and then ultimately Julia will come in and face Roxanne. So don't expect to see Kalani Jordan or Skoruka mixing up with Roxanne Perez anytime soon. I don't think that they're separated from her now because Julia is the end game for Roxanne. Okay, so after Cody Rhodes, then we got the Naomi Nia Jax match. This is a good match. I felt for Naomi because her top kept coming down, and there's a point in the match where it's full on out. Her tits are full on out. You can see it if you want to see it. From the side. I can't really see anything because it's from the side, but they come out, okay? And they cut to black right after it happens, but you can see it pop out for sure. It sucks for her. She's struggling. She finished that match with her top kept coming down the entire time. She killed it. Great Hurricanrana, great spots. She was fighting with that thing. I felt for her, but she did well. It was still a good match. She had to go fire her seamstress or her whoever does her gear, because them things were coming out the entire match. Good match. Naomi killed it. Nia Jax is great. She's great, man. She elevates everything she's in. She's such a heat magnet. No matter what she's in, she elevates it. And the fans boo her. If you're a babyface, I want to face Nia Jax. If I'm a babyface, I want to face Dom. Those are the two. Give me Dom. Give me Nia Jax. If I want the crowd to support me, she does such a great job. She's like, her value is so understated by the fans. Nia Jax is great for the division. She really is. Every match, the crowd is electric. The crowd boos her. The crowd is loud because they want to see her lose. She is invaluable. She's so great in that regard. I don't see how anyone can hate on Nia Jax at this point. She's just so good for the division. Next we had Carmella Hayes versus Baron Corbin. Good match. I'm happy to see Baron Corbin come down as a babyface. He's dapping up the crowd. Good for Baron. I think it'll be just fine without Braun Breaker. I like that he went back down to NXT. Now he got this new leash on life, a new new passion, new I'm looking forward to seeing this run and see what he does. But he's his passion has been relit, and he's focused, and he's looking forward to his run on SmackDown now. Carmelo Hayes is great. Heel Carmelo is the best Carmelo. He's doing great. Good match. Carmelo Hayes is a star, and I'm looking forward to see what else happens. How far he goes. Let me look at the King of the Ring. King of the Ring bracket. Here we go. He loses next week. Okay. He loses. That's how far he goes. Nobody's beating Randy Orton anytime soon. It's probably going to be Randy Orton versus Gunther. So Randy Orton beats him, gets to the semifinals. I mean, semifinals. Gets to the semifinals. LA Knight faces Tonga. Do we get LA Knight versus Randy Orton? Or do we get Tama Tonga? I would rather see LA Knight versus Randy Orton. But if they want to do Randy versus a heel, then you do Tama Tonga against Randy Orton. Ultimately, it's going to be Randy versus Gunther in the final. So, Jimmy Uso versus Dragunov is a big one. Now I'm looking at it. I would love to see Dragunov beat Jay. I would love to see Dragunov beat Jay and then face Gunther in a big time main event, because those will be the main events. Gunther versus the winner of Jay and Ilya, and Randy versus Tama Tonga or LA Knight. Those are the main events for those nights. So you probably want to see. I would love to see Ilya versus Gunther, but we'll see. Randy teased Tama. So yeah, we're gonna get some good matches here, folks. Randy's going all the way to Saudi Arabia with Gunther, I believe. LA Knight. So you think LA Knight's gonna get all the way to the finals, huh? Who's pinning Randy? Here's the thing. Randy is not getting pinned anytime soon. They don't want to pin him. So how do you get out of that? He hasn't taken a pin since Elimination Chamber, I think. That was due to Logan Paul punching him with the brass knuckles. I think it'll be Randy, but I can see LA Knight going all the way as well. Gunther versus LA Knight doesn't work. Not the way Randy it doesn't work as well as Randy. The Gunther versus Randy works better, I agree. I wouldn't say it doesn't work at all, but Gunther versus Randy works better. I'd rather have Gunther versus Randy at the final. That's a hell of a dream match. Yeah, that's a big time match. In Saudi, Randy Orton hot right now. That's the way to go. LA Knight fans can calm down. I think ultimately he faces Logan Paul. I'm not worried about Logan. I'm not worried about him right now. He'll be fine. Next we had Jade versus Piper Niven. Now this was a good match. Piper Niven worked as a dominant heel, working over Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill had to battle back and fight and scrap and deal with the punishment from Piper Niven. And ultimately, she lifted her up in a huge spot, slammed her. Jade Cargill looks great in the ring with this type of match. Chelsea Green, I thought was hilarious. She slapped Jade Cargill a couple times. Piper Niven was great, like I said. Solid match. Jaded looked good. Piper Niven jumped up, helped her up a little bit, helped Jade out a little bit. It was a good match. Into it Jaded. I'm not complaining. I thought it was probably her best match in a long time. This and probably her match against Chris Statlander at the end of her run. Probably her two best matches so far. This is great. And it's different to see her working as the babyface against the dominant heel. That was Piper Niven. It'd be that times two next week. She'll be getting beat up a lot next week against Nia Jax. And then we'll have to make the comeback with that hot crowd cheering her on. So good booking. Very smart booking. Like I said, the next week will be the real test when she faces Tiffany Stratton. That'll be interesting to see when she's not just getting beat up by the bigger girl, So that'll be interesting. Piper might face Bayley at Clash. Yeah, possible. That's another tag team that's kind of broken up. But yeah, that would make sense. Clash. Or you can do Blair Davenport from the UK. But she's not Scottish. That's the thing. Blair Davenport could work, but she's not Scottish. Yeah, they kind of set up Piper before, right? Not last week. But this past Friday, yesterday, Piper had a little stare down with Bayley, so they could do that for sure. They could definitely do that. She had a little stare down with Bayley. That could definitely happen. All right, next we had after a good match between Jade and Piper Niven, we had Solo Sikoa telling freaking Paul Heyman that he called Roman Reigns. It's bullshit. Like we all know that. So Solo Sikoa is in my opinion, he's in a tough spot. He's in a rough spot because he's not really believable as the tribal chief. So when you're sitting there being the tribal chief, and you're sitting there talking a certain way to Paul Heyman, you don't really buy it. Especially when you know that Jacob Fatu is on the horizon. It's a rough spot. I see why they're concerned with bringing in Jacob, but I don't think that's a good reason not to bring him in. Solo's gonna sink or swim. Sink or swim, Solo. Sorry. There's no getting around it. You're going to have to either show up or show out, or maybe be replaced by Jacob Fatu as the Bloodline leader. I don't know. But Solo, I didn't love the segment for him. Yeah, it wasn't the best segment. He has no aura. I think he had aura in NXT though. He looks good in NXT as a superstar. Just I don't buy this mob boss looking vibe I'm getting from him. I just don't buy it. And it'll probably work better with Jacob, which is why they're having issues bringing in Jacob, because they're concerned with him being overshadowed. But yeah, I'm not feeling what they're doing with Solo Sikoa. Maybe that'll change. Honestly, this trio, they may need Jacob, like, truly, because between Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa, I'm not really feeling that intimidation I want to feel. I'm not really feeling that excitement. They're just kind of there, which is fine. But I want to see Jacob Fatu, who can actually wrestle his ass off. I want to see him in this part of this thing, because I think that's a missing piece. Because right now, he's got some bodies. I see Tama Tonga. I see Tonga Loa. I just see bodies. Like a Jag, just another guy. A Jag, you know? Right. Solo's best work was a babyface as street champion. Right. Jacob could save it. Solo was boring. Yeah. Unfortunately for Solo, that is the consensus, man. I don't get any enjoyment out of that, but they need to do something, because right now his I don't like saying aura, but right now his aura is lacking with the fans. Babyface Solo will probably be better off. Babyface Sokoa, but that's not happening anytime soon. He's doing as good as he can do. I mean, he's putting in an effort, and like now he's not trying. He's not doing anything wrong. Like, he's not doing anything wrong. I just don't buy it as him being the tribal chief. I don't buy that. He said he talked to Roman. That's an obvious lie. We know it's a lie, because when earlier in this damn storyline, when Paul Heyman was trying to call Roman, he took the phone and stomped on it. Why would you do that if you're talking to Roman? No, it doesn't make any sense, right? It's clear, it's obvious he's lying. And the question is, when will Roman make his return? That's a good question. When do you guys believe that Roman will return to take his spot as the tribal chief, or attempt to take his spot? When is that going to happen? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when that happens. For us, maybe SummerSlam time. Maybe SummerSlam is when Roman makes a return, or pops his face in. Imagine Jacob Fatu taking out Roman. That'd be crazy. But maybe after SummerSlam. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I'm thinking SummerSlam is when he's going to pop up. I think that's when he'll make his return. SummerSlam. But I wonder what the storyline will be for the Bloodline at SummerSlam. Will it tie into Cody Rhodes? Will it not? Will it involve Jay and Jimmy? Who knows? Like, one thing about Triple H's storylines, one thing about Triple H's storytelling, you don't really know what's going to happen. Really, it's all up in the air. You can't really trust Triple H's booking when it comes to like planning it out. It's less predictable, way less predictable than Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was way predictable. I feel like I knew what's coming well before it happened. Triple H, he been throwing some curveballs, so I don't know. I can't really predict him anymore. Next match was Angelo Dawkins versus Tama Tonga. I thought Angelo Dawkins looked very good in this match. He did well. I thought that spot where Montez Ford jumped off the apron and front flipped and sent onto them was good. I think Montez and Angelo Dawkins are great. I think they're being used not efficiently. I think there's better ways to utilize their talents. They're kind of just there. I'm not really that impressed with their booking. They're supposed to be with Bobby Lashley, but not really doing anything. They had a match at in France. They had the match. They lost. But folks are just waiting for that Montez Ford singles run. I think Angelo Dawkins could have a singles run as well. So much talent there. They're not really being used. I thought we would have saw Montez versus Logan Paul by now. That's a great match for both of them. They talked about it on Twitter. Montez versus Logan Paul. When does that happen? That would be exciting for the fans. I don't know. Triple H is taking Montez for granted, I think, a little bit. He's in his when they're going to pull the trigger on some type of like run for these guys. I mean, I don't know. Rhea and Roman, well, returning at the same time. If Rhea's shoulder is fine, sure. We don't know. Well, not if it's fine. If it recovers, we don't know the extent of her injury. She could be out 2 months. She could be out a month. She could be out 4 or 5 months. We don't know. Like, for example, Liv Morgan had a shoulder injury. Her shoulder took her out for a long period of time. So we'll see what happens with Rhea. Right now, I'm not. SummerSlam would be the time. She's on the poster again. Again, it's the ticket poster, it's not the official poster. The official poster is what matters. If you're on the official poster, you're on the card. I've not seen a card where the official poster had you on it and they were not there. The official poster, okay? Not the ticket poster. The official poster is what you want to look at. Look at SummerSlam, the SummerSlam official poster last year, for example. SummerSlam 2023. And this poster had a lot of people on it. All right. Right? It had Roman, it had Jay, it had Charlotte, it had Cody, it had Logan, it had Asuka, Bianca, and Brock. All these people were on the card. This is the official poster, not the ticket poster, the official one. All right? So, doesn't matter who's on the freaking ticket poster. Doesn't matter. This is the official poster. The official poster has who's on the card. If there's multiple people, most of the time just one person, right? Like Backlash was just one person, Cody, right? So ignore the ticket poster. Rhea might not be on the actual poster, the real poster, the official one. She may not even be on the card. So just keep that in mind, especially the Becky fans are fine. Especially the Bayley fans who are poster watching, who are so goddamn annoying. The Bayley watchers. Is she on the poster? Is she on the poster? Is she on the poster? Those annoying people. Look for the official poster, not the ticket poster. The ticket poster means nothing. Doesn't matter if Bayley's on there. It means nothing. All right. That's why the official poster for King and Queen of the Ring. This is the official poster here, folks. This is the official poster. So we know, because this is the official poster, we know that Logan Paul, Cody Rhodes, Bianca and Jade, Becky, and Sami Zayn will be there. Because it's the official poster. There's a difference between the official poster and the goddamn ticket poster. For the love of God, I must keep drilling that into people's brains until it finally clicks. There's a difference, all right? There's a difference. So after Angelo Dawkins got pinned by Tama Tonga Loa, I actually think Angelo Dawkins is more talented than Tama Tonga Loa. No, that's not his name. Tama Tonga. I think Angelo Dawkins is more talented than him, but he's not in the bloodline, and he's not going to get pushed right now. So it sucked for him. Next match we had was Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae. Good match. There was some discourse about Candice LeRae losing to one-leg Bianca Belair. Here's the thing, folks. Okay, first of all, my response to that is, did you see the main event? Because guess what? The same thing happened with the injury to Randy Orton's knee. Randy Orton was walking around on one leg, and what happened? He beat AJ Styles, for crying out loud. This is a tale that we've seen plenty of times where the babyface makes a comeback with an injury. Okay, this is not new. This is old stuff. We saw freaking one arm Cody Rhodes beat the Brock Lesnar, or almost beat Brock Lesnar, right? It's an injury angle. It happens all the time to make the strong babyface look like they can be beat. So Indy Hartwell takes out Bianca's left knee. Bianca wrestles with that left knee, selling it the whole entire time. Ultimately, the reason why she beat Candice LeRae is because Candice LeRae made a mistake. Candice LeRae had Bianca in trouble. She hit her knee, then went up for the damn springboard moonsault, and Bianca jumped up and caught her in the KOD. That's why she lost, because she made a mistake. She made an error. She underestimated Bianca Belair by going for that damn moonsault, and Bianca Belair got her in the KOD, and she got hit with it. It wasn't even like wasn't even like, oh, one leg Bianca Belair overpowered and no, she just caught her off guard. She tricked her. She outsmarted her in a quick moment, which is actually smart booking to have actual moments where in the ring within the match, something happens where somebody makes a mistake and it makes a crucial mistake, and that's how they lose. She made a mistake going for that damn moonsault. Bianca hits her with the KOD, match over. And now that knee injury, looks like they're making a big deal out of it because they were still talking about it where her knee wrapped up in freaking SmackDown Lowdown. So I'm guessing that'll be the issue for her next week. Tiffany Stratton will take advantage of it, and she'll probably cheat as well. Though they're going to go out of their way to protect Bianca, and rightfully so, because that is your number one overall pick. That's your ace. You have to protect your assets so that there's matches down the road that'll make sense, that are big matches. If Bianca's losing to everyone, if she's not being protected, well, then the Bianca Rhea match is not big. The Bianca Jade match isn't big. The Bianca Nia Jax match isn't big. If you're pinning your strongly booked top wrestlers, well, then there's not going to be big matches down the road. So you have to protect your freaking wrestlers. I don't know. I'm explaining this. It's kind of obvious, but people on the line are confused a lot of time when it comes to Bianca's booking. So I'm just trying to explain it to you. She's protected for a reason because she's talented as hell, and they want to protect her so later on the big matches have more weight. All right. Candice LeRae's main roster run has been underwhelming. Well, Candice LeRae is not Jade Cargill, right? There's a difference. Candice LeRae is better in the ring than Jade, but Jade looks like Jade, and that's why she's being protected. Okay, if Candice LeRae looked like Jade, she'd be multi-time champion over. She'd be booked like super strong, but in the WWE, and rightfully so, because although folks don't want to admit it, they don't want to admit it. We want to see these people that look like stars get treated like stars. We want to see Jade Cargill in a high position because she looks like amazing. She looks like a star. And Candice LeRae does not in the same way. So that's why her booking is not as strong. In AEW, maybe that'd be different, right? But that's why the WWE or WWE and AEW are AEW. They book the stars that look like stars better than those that don't, or not on the same level, right? Now, if Jade was as good as Bianca in the ring, oh, it'd be money. That's what Bianca is. That's why Bianca is protected like all get out, right? Bianca is great in the ring, and she looks like $1 million. She's both. She looks like $1 million, and she's great in the ring. You take her and you protect the hell out of her. Rhea Ripley looks like a massive star, does she not? Crazy massive star. She looks like a superstar. She looks like. And she's also good in the ring. You protect those people. You protect those women when they're both. Jade is not great in the ring, but she looks like a freaking action figure. She looks like a superhero. So she gets protected more than a Candice LeRae or Indy Hartwell. All right, that's just is what it is. Sorry. Fightful dropped a Becky Lynch contract. What the hell does that mean? Whoa. Fightful dropped a Becky Lynch contract. Give me a second. Fightful. On Twitter? Becky currently has Becky currently has not signed a new contract. Negotiations has been ongoing. Okay. So it's not signed yet, but it'll get done. I'm not worried about it. It'll get done. She's a goddamn champion. She'll sign. She'll sign. If not, then she lose to Liv Morgan. Mercy. Here it is. Though they have had talks, Becky Lynch has not yet signed with the WWE as of now. She'll be fine. If not, if they don't sign, well then Liv Morgan will be a new world heavyweight champion. In fact, not heavyweight, but world champion. In fact, when is that match? When is King of the Ring? King and Queen in the Ring? King and Queen in the Ring is May 25th. If she doesn't sign, they will take the belt off of her that day, I believe. That's why I think they are in a rush to get this done, because they only have like a couple weeks. I believe it gets done. It'll get done. Becky Lynch will sign, and then she'll beat Liv Morgan. If she doesn't beat Liv Morgan, it's because they didn't sign. Do you think she already did? It's possible that they already did. That's true. They believe it's not signed, but possible that she could have signed yesterday. You know, it depends on when this information was found out. If this intel is from last week, or is it from 3 days ago, or was it from this minute, just this minute? I don't know. I believe it'll get done. They signed her husband. They'll sign her. It's a formality. I'm not worried about it. Becky Lynch will resign. Don't let the fear mongers go wild on Twitter. She's gonna get signed. All right. I'm not worried about it one bit whatsoever. All right, and then the main event we had Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Randy Orton had a good match with AJ. Good main event. He was injured. He fought back with one leg, hit the RKO out of nowhere, and wins. It's funny because when I watched this match, I called the RKO. Like, here comes the RKO. Right when he went for the Styles Clash, I knew the RKO was coming. And sure enough, right when he did it, RKO out of nowhere, boom. That was it for good old AJ. And Randy Orton continues on to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. I think he'll get there. That was pretty much it. That was SmackDown. A good freaking show. Again, LA Knight will be fine. Or I'm not worried about LA Knight. He'll be fine. Liv Morgan should not lose to Becky Lynch again because she won't get another shot and she will be a part-time. She will get another shot for sure. She'll get another shot. Like I said, this entire storyline is built around Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan will win. Ultimately, she will beat Becky Lynch eventually. It's not if, it's a matter of when. So no matter what happens to Liv Morgan fans should not be worried because this entire storyline revolves around her beating Becky Lynch, getting that title. So when Rhea Ripley returns, she's a babyface and she faces the heel Liv Morgan. That is set in stone. I am 99.999% sure Liv Morgan will be champion when Rhea Ripley returns. So it's just a matter of time for good old Liv Morgan. So don't worry about it. She'll be champion eventually. So whether it happens now or later, whether they decide to have damage control take some time right now and feud with Becky Lynch, ultimately Liv Morgan will beat Becky Lynch at some point. So no need to fret. Everything will be fine. Liv Morgan is in a good position. She's in the best position of her entire career. The best position. She will be all about the world championship very soon. And she'll have Dominic by her side. And she will be booked like a top superstar. Even the new banner, the new Raw banner has Liv Morgan in it. She is positioned to be a heavy hitter going forward for the rest of the year. Until Rhea Ripley can finally beat her for the title, I do believe Liv Morgan will probably lose the belt before Rumble season. I don't think they're going to have Liv Morgan being the champion heading into Rumble season unless they really want to do. They got to have a hell of a story to have Liv Morgan be champion heading into the Mania season. They have to book Rhea Ripley to beat. I can see them booking Rhea Ripley to win the Chamber. She's never done that. That's a new thing for Rhea Ripley. Win the Chamber, and then she faces Rhea Ripley. Then she faces Liv Morgan. But I don't think she'll be champion all the way to Mania. I don't think. I do believe Liv Morgan will lose before that. Probably. But knowing Triple H, in the way Liv Morgan is being set up, anything is possible. Becky's going to be a part-timer. I believe so as well. Which is why I know she's going to lose the belt to Liv Morgan eventually. I think she's going to be a part-timer as well. So probably just negotiating that side of it. The Rock might step in and give Becky more money. Possible. Do you think we could do Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky at Mania 41? Could we? Yes. Question: who's champion and who? What does Io Sky beat Becky Lynch? No, I take it back. I don't think so. Io Sky would have to be champion because I don't see them booking Io Sky to win the Rumble or win the Chamber, which means Io Sky will be champion again, going into Mania again. I don't see that. I don't see them booking Io Sky to be champion again. I think the next big storyline for Io Sky after Becky Lynch will be ultimately breaking up with Damage Control and then we have the big time 3-way match between the OG Damage Control, Bayley, Io, Dakota Kai. That's the storyline for her. I don't see her being champion anytime soon in 2024. You can see Io winning the Chamber. It depends on who's champion. If they want to do Io versus Bayley rematch, I just don't see it. Now with you guys got to think about something, right? Think about this. Jade Cargill. Do we believe that Triple H is not going to book her to win one of these big two? The big two are the Rumble and the Chamber. Do we believe that Jade Cargill is not going to win one of those? Maybe it's the Rumble. Maybe it's the Rumble, right? For Jade Cargill. Then that means with the Chamber match, Io, Bianca, Charlotte Flair, Rhea potentially, Becky, Liv. That's a lot of. It depends on who's champion, right? But let's assume that we don't know. There's a lot of people to contend with that one spot, because I do believe Jade Cargill will win one of these. She'll win the Chamber or the Rumble. Last year she got to this year she got to the final 3. Do we believe that Jade Cargill won't win the Rumble this year? Or at least the Chamber? It's safer to do the Rumble because you can protect her a little bit more. I think Jade will win one of those. And that means a lot of people are gunning for the next one, the Chamber, right? A lot of people. I can see Jade winning the singles gold at 41. I can see Jade winning it at 41. If Jade wins the Rumble, she's winning her first WrestleMania singles match. She wins the Rumble, she's winning her first WrestleMania singles match, right? So maybe Liv versus Rhea Ripley will play out till Mania. That's one hell of a story, and it's very possible. If he wants Rhea Ripley to win her title back at Mania, because I don't see him booking his daughter to lose to Liv Morgan at Mania, it could go all the way to Mania. It could, which means Rhea would have to win the Chamber. Because I think Jade is going to win the Rumble. So that leaves Bianca and Charlotte Flair again. They'll go. If they try, I keep hitting my mic. New mic, I'm hitting it. If they try to do Bianca versus Charlotte Flair again, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. It's very possible though. It's very possible that's what they do. Bianca versus Charlotte again. They could try it again. This will be the 3rd straight year they try. The 3rd straight year they try again. If they do Rhea versus Liv Morgan, Jade versus whoever, Bayley or whoever the champion is, and then they do Bianca versus Charlotte again. They try it again. I can see that. Especially if Bianca and Rhea is your end game. I keep saying it. Bianca versus Rhea is his end game. That's the match you want to have for potentially be a main event at Mania. If that's what you want to do, you have to find a way to postpone the story with Bianca and Jade, because Bianca and Jade will not happen at 41 if they want that to be the main event, because they're probably going to give CM Punk his moment. Then you got The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, or The Rock versus Roman, whatever, right? So that match is set, which means you have to wait till 42 to do Bianca versus Rhea. Interesting stuff, though. Really interesting stuff. Bianca versus Charlotte again. They're gonna try that again at 41. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried it again. Yeah, Richard, I think I'm starting to think the same thing. I'm starting to think Rhea versus Bianca will be saved for 42. It is what it is. But yeah. Folks like me who desperately want to see that match, desperately want to see Bianca versus Rhea, have to wait almost 2 calendar years before we get it. Insane in the membrane. All right, folks, that's it for this stream. Thank you so much for joining. Hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe to the channel before you leave. If you're watching this on replay, do me a favor. Tell me what your favorite moment from SmackDown was, and tell me if you think the Bianca Jade tag team in the tournament for Queen of the Ring made sense. Let me know. Remember to like, subscribe, and talk to you guys later. Peace out.